Joel Skipper, WDRB News.
Rain is in the Halloween forecast, but families in Louisville and southern Indiana have some indoor trick-or-treating options. Local businesses and churches are stepping up to provide safe indoor trick-or-treating options this year. For nearly 40 years, Southern Indiana realtor Pat Harrison created a safe space for trick-or-treaters with her annual costume carnival at the Floyd County 4-H Fairgrounds. That will be going on tomorrow. Across the river in Louisville, Burnett Avenue Baptist Church will host its Harvest Festival on Halloween night from 6 to 8 p.m.
You will get plenty of candy. You'll have a good time. It is really probably one of the biggest, most fun events that will be happening on Halloween.
Just one rule or request at the church event: no scary costumes. For a full list of Halloween events and communities adjusting their trick-or-treating times, head to WDRB.com.
Mark Weinberg's WDRB weather forecast has the seal of approval from the American Meteorological Society.
Some good indoor trick-or-treating events we just mentioned, but if we are braving the rain tomorrow, there is a small window that you might not get wet if you're going trick-or-treating.
It's complicated here because there's different pieces of data that show this window at a different time. Do I think that we're going to rain the whole day? No. And I think when you look at all the data, none of it shows that we rain the entire day. So this is what I would call waves of rain. Also know that this is gusty rain, so the winds are going to be 30 to 40 miles an hour through probably about 7 or 8 tomorrow, and then start to come down. But I'll spend some time during this weather based on the late data on when the time would be and how much rain we could be talking about. So let me start you off by looking around our area. The rain that we're talking about is to the west, and this is not uncommon for computer models to have timing differences of an hour or two. You're like, Mark, I mean, we can land on the moon. We have, from the 70s, something we launched, the Voyager satellites that are out of our solar system. I mean, and yet we can't get rain within an hour or two? Yeah, it's complicated at times. So the challenge here is, where does this weaken? Does it make it all the way into our area? Does it weaken to the west? So these scenarios are two scenarios that legitimately could happen tomorrow, and they have distinctly different consequences. 81 degrees the high temperature today, so 3 off the record high. As we look Louisville, right now you're sitting at a temperature of 72 with a dew point of 56. The southerly winds will be pumping in moisture. This is not an if it's going to rain tomorrow. It's going to rain. But as we stand right now, looking across our area, it's quiet. We're looking at mostly clear sky across our area. What will protect us from seeing severe weather tomorrow is we're going to get a lot of clouds. Clouds will keep the fuel down, because I can tell you the dew points are going to be edging up. Fuel values would be enough to support some thunder. But I think the problem here is going to be that the fuel values are a little bit low to match what is a lot of wind energy. And that when that happens, thunderstorms need to go vertical. And if you have too much wind with not any fuel, what happens is they just get collapsed over and over and over again. And this front will be a strong front. It's 38 degrees right now in Denver. And behind it, we're going to see some 60s coming after a high today in the lower 80s. So this is the ingredients that set up tomorrow. So without fuel, what you're going to notice is that there's the initial line. This is going to be weakening. So if this initial line holds together, it probably approaches Louisville between noon and around 1. And then you can see this would be the primary rain. So this rain in the new data goes on through around 5 or 6. And then after this point, it shows still some showers. It just doesn't show it as generous. Now, I would be lying to you if I told you that there's some computer models that don't have the initial wave getting here and show the better rain between 7 and 10. I still think you look at that 5, 6, 7 o'clock time frame as your best opportunity here. The front will go through, skies will clear, we'll get much cooler on Friday as we then see high clouds streaming in for the weekend, but it looks like a much, much cooler weekend. In terms of rainfall amounts here, I've told you generally that the data shows a quarter to a half an inch. And even standing here today, I would tell you that for Halloween, we're still talking a quarter to a half an inch of rain. Some could get up to an inch, but you would be kind of the exception versus the rule. So 68 tonight. If you're going to get a shower, the 20% is the western part of our area. We've gone through the timeline tomorrow. I've got a 90%. It is a windy day. If I'm going out there trick-or-treating tomorrow, and my opinion is I would try to target between 6 and 7-ish. Obviously, I would look at radar. I'm a meteorologist. I can hone that in tomorrow. But we'll be updating that through the day on the WDRB weather app. Saturday comes in at nearly 70. We're 77 degrees on Sunday. And for election Tuesday, I've got a 40% chance of showers at a temperature of 76 degrees.
Mark, thanks. A court date now set for the Menendez brothers resentencing, with the Los Angeles County DA suggesting for the new sentence.
Plus 5 people charged and more than 200 illegally certified teachers in Texas for breaking down the massive scandal. And as we head to break, the Mega Millions jackpot for Friday is $281 million. Powerball 30.
Now it's time for Deep by Judge Judy. I love the truth. If you don't tell me the truth, you're going to be eating your shoes. I don't care about how you feel. Your feelings are irrelevant to me. If you want to talk about your feelings, go on Dr. Phil. 3 o'clock Judy, weekdays on WDRB.